Hello and welcome to Single Player Showcase, a series on YouTube where we look at games of all shapes and sizes. And today we have Edge, which is a game that's been out for quite a few years, to be fair. I originally played this game back on my iPhone 3, I want to say, probably, I presume. Back in like 2008, 2009. And if you was going to make a list of, say, 15, 20 classic iPhone games, you would probably put this on that list. And this was released onto Steam at the start of this year, and the reason we're playing it now is there is a thing called the Humble Bundle, and it's insane that you can get like a whole bunch of games every week or so, and for whatever price you want to pay. Like I paid, actually I'm not going to tell you how much I paid because to be honest I was quite cheap on this, but to be fair, Edge is a game that I've already purchased before, but I thought it would be quite cool to have it on Steam with a bunch of other games for a pretty good price. And there's loads of other stuff. They did a double fine one about a month ago or so, and I got like Psychonauts and Costume Quest and Stacking for like £6. And you can pay what you want, and a good portion of that money goes to charity as well. And it's a great deal. And yeah, so we're going to play some Edge, and we're just going to crack with the normal levels. I'm just going to go from the start. You know, I had a quick play around to check that I still knew what the hell I was doing. And the way that this game works is it uses an isometric view, and this is quite weird to play with the controller, the Xbox controller like I'm using at the moment. And I've made a few cock-ups along the way, just because it's that isometric view, you kind of forget sometimes that pressing down isn't specifically going to go down in the way you want, and left and right in the way they work. It can be a little bit confusing. So essentially the purpose of this game is to get to the end of the goal. But along the way you have all manner of different obstacles in your way. And that doesn't actually achieve anything, does it? Come on. But you have these little cubes as well, and they are collectibles, and you know they help improve your grade at the end of the level. So if you're one of those mentalists who wants the best possible grade you can get in the game, they're the sort of things that you're going to be going after. And obviously as you go through the game, the way that you get them becomes increasingly difficult. And I'm just trying to not die too much to begin with, because I'll be doing it a lot more as we get further on. And a lot of that is just down to not remembering which direction on the D-pad I need to press, which sounds stupid, but when you actually play it, you understand it a lot better. So there's a lot of things about this game that really work. I mean, graphically it's very simple, but the presentation is very elegant, very clean, and it fits, and it looks just as good now and it's just as presentable as it was when it came out about a good 4 or 5 years ago. The music is wonderful, the whole UI, the way it looks, it has a very elegant design to it, and it makes it very eye-catching. And I think that one of the key things to iPhone games, or just mobile games, that market, obviously you want to have the most effective games of that type are going to be games that are very simple, very pick up and playable, something that you can just turn on for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, and you know, just pick up whenever you leave it, and then when you come back to it again. But I think something else that really helps is to have a very simple but efficient, and I'm overusing the word, but I think elegant is a very good word to use to describe the best way to make the UI for these sorts of games. And obviously you don't want anything too overcomplicated as well. And I've played games where there's too much going on. Didn't want to go that way. Thank you very much. You know, especially for if you're playing on something like an iPhone, because while the screen for the iPhone has gotten bigger over the years, specifically, you know, certainly back in the day when I first had it, it wasn't the biggest screen. So you don't want the whole screen taken up with buttons and icons and that sort of stuff. You know, you want the screen space, the gameplay space, to be the prominent thing that you're looking at. And so I think this was one of those sort of games early on that got it really good in presenting something that looked very professional, but very simple, because there are a lot of games, and there are still lots of games now on the iPhone and Android and just indie games in general, where they have, you know, a gameplay mechanic, or they have something about them that works for them, but they're let down by the presentation. And, you know, a lot of the time gameplay can overlook presentation, but it's still a key feature, and it can still be the thing that sells someone on a game. Not always, but I feel it's worth mentioning. Now I'm trying to remember, because I'm pretty sure one of these... I wonder. No, that didn't work. I bet I can get over there. But I bet it's going to be very difficult. Yeah, that ain't happening, is it? Alright, we're going back this way. Yee! Alright, we want to get on you. That's not how I wanted to do that. I never completed this the first time around because it's an issue that you tend to have with these sort of games. You know, they are bite-sized games, and another term you could use is they are disposable games. You know, they have a very limited life shelf before you've moved on to whatever the next big thing at the time is. Some games don't fit that bill, some last a lot longer. But this game does get quite tricky in places, which is by no means a bad thing, because it's good to have a challenge, especially on a market like the iPhone, which sometimes can lack in that sort of area. Now I just need to really concentrate here for a second. Don't do that. This game likes to be mean sometimes, and forces you to be very quick with your reflexes. I'm not really sure what that time... I know it has something to do with, obviously, when you're hanging about, but I don't understand what purpose it has, other than, is it like the equivalent of doing a wheelie, but in cubed form? I'm now intrigued to see how long I can hold this for. I'm guessing somewhere along... Yep, there's an achievement. There we go. Well, if you're going to put an achievement... Well, I suppose you have to put achievements in the game if it's on Steam, so... Might as well have a wheelie in cube form. Why not? 8-bit. Now that's something I can work with. Musically, it sounds it as well. So as you can see, as you get further into the game, the levels become a lot more complex. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot more to think about. It's not the sort of game that you're going to rush about with. You really want to take your time. You really want to get a bearing of your surroundings and plan. And this in particular, will this take me with me? That works for me. That works really well for me. Not sure what any of that means. It's fine. Just keep going strong. Don't die. Job well done. And it's a sort of game where it's got such simple level design in that it's obviously all cubes, that it's the kind of thing you could, even on a basic level of being a game designer, you could do a lot of stuff with this. Can we go this way? No, we can't. Let's get the bus, or the metro. I remember this level very well. This one really annoyed me. I'm trying to limit my swearing on this channel. I've noticed on some of the prior videos my swearing is, yeah, it's a bit much. I think we're just going to carry on this way. What do I do again? Right, we go up here. Come back. Okay, so then you have to go back down. Right. And then so something like that. We come up here. Drop in the space, run. Thank you very much. Now I could faff... I could faff around, and I need to faff around because that's where the end of the level is. I'm doing a great job showcasing this on. Are you son of a... No, I will not swear. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Well, that was an annoying level. Yeah, did think that'd work. Oh, it's gone all French electro on you. It's gone all French electro on us. One more. One more. No! Luckily, the game is very forgiving with its checkpoints. It's one of its redeeming qualities, because it can be quite challenging. But it's not brutally unfair, and I'm really playing poorly at the moment. You can tell when I'm concentrating, because I don't say much. But it's good, because it also means I don't swear. And that's the aim of the game here. I don't know what you do. You do... Huh. Wow. Okay. I'm down with that. Oh. That was a really stupid... Can I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I can't climb up that as big cube, but as mini cube. Right, baby steps this time. Up we go. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I think we have room for one more, and then you'll have but you should already have a general idea of what this game does. And then it throws a fit like that sometimes. Up we go, up we go. Gently, yeah, here we go. And it seems to have a very versatile soundtrack as well. I haven't had the same song twice yet. And the game has cool features like this, you know, just little touches, but you know, there's obviously a lot of thought that went into this game with stuff like this. And there is a fly in my room, and when I find it, I'm going to destroy it with my bare hands. Right, so there you go. That is Edge. It is available, as I said, for a week on the Humble Bundle, which is humblebundle.com. It's, you know, it's on iPhone, it's on Steam, you can buy it pretty cheap regardless. But you should pick up, and you should definitely pick up the Humble Bundle, because the other games on there, Rush and Toki Tori, are really good as well. And yeah, you should give them a look. So, thank you for watching, I'll see you again next time.